Good morning. Is it from Zetster's Lab? What to do with all your doilies? That is what I am going to show you today. Who does not have doilies and doesn't love doilies? I mean, all the charity shops are overflowing with this because nobody actually wants them anymore. The older people, previous generation has kept them, used them actually, and now there's no use for them, and they are so gorgeous. Well, I found a way, but before I'm going to talk about my doilies, look at my skirt. This morning when I came down, husband said, "Oh, but you look summery." And I feel fantastic in my new wraparound skirt. So I just wanted to show you. It's done. After I made the video yesterday, I was wearing it the whole afternoon, and this morning it was still lying there on my chair, you know, the chair. And I thought, let me see how it looks with my pink top, spaghetti top, and I love it because this is my house dress. You know, this is how I dress at home. I am mostly at home. So these days I am creating clothes for me that I love to wear. You know, I'm done with wearing all these tattery things and things that doesn't make me feel good just because I'm at home, because I don't want to wear it, my nice clothes, because what, you know? No, I've decided I am now wearing my things at home that I love, because why not? It's the same with my nighties that I make, also from these vintage linens and stuff. I'm half my day in a nightie. So why not wear something that makes me feel womanly and beautiful and whatever, you know? That is what it's all about. And it's not about, oh, I'm too fat, oh, I'm ugly, oh, I'm old. It is what makes you happy at this stage of your life. Make peace with where you are. Oh my goodness, not easy, but you know, I'm moving into that stage where I absolutely love where I am, because I no longer give a hoot to what everybody else thinks, or other people don't actually think anything. That's also what I've learned. It's about how do I feel. And I tell this so many times. You know, when you get up in the morning and you put a nice dress on that makes you feel any clothes that makes you feel good, you feel good. But when you put something on that you really don't feel good in, you go into town, what do you think? It's crazy, but that is what we do. We think everybody sees us and think, oh, she's fat, and oh, that dress isn't pretty, or what. I mean, it's ridiculous, but that is exactly how life works. It's about you and what do you believe and feel and think. That is how your world will unfold. So I am making a point to only wear what makes me feel good, because that's what it's all about. So this little wraparound skirt from an old vintage tablecloth actually makes me feel good, and that's the thing. So after I spoke to you on the video, I was thinking, what am I going to do now? And then I saw big pieces of this that I've still cut off, and I thought, you know what, I would actually like a big bow here. And so I first of all pinned it on, looked at it, and I actually love it. This just makes it a little more womanly. I don't know, but I love this. So Once again, I just put it on the one side and on the other side, and now I've just wrapped around it, and voila, here it is. But as I was going with this, I thought about, this was actually the last couple of days, I've been thinking about my blue dress. Remember this dress that I created, let's say a month back, 6 weeks back? I will put the link below. It was an old piece of duvet, a linen duvet that I bought at a charity shop. The color was extremely faded, so I decided to use my cloth paint, material paints, to paint the material and then to create this dress. But it started to fade, slowly but surely it started to fade. That's still fine, but it didn't have a hem at the bottom as well. So the fading part, you can see, doesn't fade, I don't know, very well. The part that's now, oh, there goes my English again. So it was the same at the bottom. That was the same at the bottom, and I thought, you know what, I don't like that anymore. So yesterday after the skirt, I put in the hem. And then I was thinking, but what about adding something, you know? And then the first thing that came to mind was a doily. Why not add a doily? Because look at the back. I already put 2 on. There you can see how I pressed the lavenders onto the cloth. But there I put a doily on, but I first hand painted the doily as well. So I've got the doily and I love this. I love the idea of this. And now in the front it's fading, and I thought, you know what? I need something there, something. So I went and I looked at all my big box of vintage linens, and I couldn't really find my doilies offhand because there's lots of stuff in. But I found this one. And I thought, oh, well, let's see how it's gonna look on here. So I pinned it, and I was very, very happy with it until I put the dress on. That is another tip. Remember, my one tip with any vintage linens and any doilies things, pin. You gotta pin them. Before you sew, pin them perfectly in place, because they're not very square, and they, especially doilies, they shift around while you're sewing, so pin them very nicely. So I pinned this, put it on, and I thought, I wasn't sure yet, will I paint it beforehand, will I put it on the dress and then once again wash the whole dress in my material paint. But when I put it on, I realized, no, this is not the right one. So once again, when you start pinning and thinking, put it on. Put on your stuff, and then you will see if it's working or not. So then I found another one of these, and I thought, okay, I can put that on. I can put it on there. But once again, this was not really what I was looking for. You know, something was just not working. But now as I look at it like this is actually not bad. This can actually work if I color it the same way as the back. This can look very nice. You see, once again, I put this on without having my dress on. So look at that. Oh, so This is one that I previously dyed in real dye that you buy, and not really the right color, but I'm just showing you, you can dye them very easily. You can dye them with real dye, store-bought dye, you can dye them with cloth paint, even with acrylics, inks, food coloring, name it, you can dye it. So there's another one. So you see there's so many options. But then I've got this one. And when I put this one on, the whole thing just became, I don't know, I just love it like this. I love this one. It just makes it so womanly, so, I don't know. And I thought about it. I thought about not dyeing it, just keeping it like this. Just the blue that's shining through gives it a beautiful effect. These things look beautiful with it because it's also a little bit brownish in color. So this is what you can do with doilies. But the tip is put on your dress and then pin them and then see what is working for you. What do you like? So I must admit now I am in two thoughts. This one or this one. But I will do as I say. I will pin them on and then I will wear my dress and then I will see where it goes from there. And just to show you what I've already did, this is not my first rodeo. I created this beautiful top also from linen that I bought at a shop. I mean, that was a cloth shop. It's not ironed, so it looks a little bit. But look at this. I put a doily. I first added some of the material that I used, and then I put my doily on top. Just look at the effect. Without it, just an ordinary top, nothing wrong with it, but look at it. It is just gorgeous. And look how it is going with my skirt. Ha ha! This is actually very nice. This is not bad. You see, there it goes again. It just makes it a little bit more special, unique, call it what you want. And there I have something else with my skirt that I created yesterday. Just two more things. This is also a dress that I made from a piece of linen. In the front I used an old, also a vintage, beautiful embroidery serviette or something that you can put on a tea tray. I think it was a tea tray thing, but look how gorgeous it looks with the dress. And then at the back I added a gorgeous, beautiful doily. Look at that doily. It is beautiful. So you use an ordinary, very plain dress and you just zoot it up with some doilies. Well, this must be my most favorite serviette dress. I also got a video about this one. I'll try and find them all and link them below, all these vintage linen things. And I created this from serviettes. And then look there at the bottom. I ran out of serviettes, so I made a huge slit, but then it was really a little bit too much, so I added a doily. Actually the same one that I wanted to put on the dress. Yeah, exactly the same. So I added a doily there in the slit, and I put a huge doily in front, and that just finished it off. So what to do with all your doilies? Add them to your clothes and just see the magic. I mean, these doilies are just so precious. I mean, can you imagine the people creating them? Just look at this one. I mean, it's material. Then it is the beautiful handwork, cross stitching, and then crochet around it. I mean, it is just gorgeous. So why let it lie in your cupboard? Put it on a garment and enjoy it. What I also do with this, I put it on cushion covers. You know, the white cushion covers that you put on your bed, your linen, bed linens. You just put this on, and look how beautiful this will be on a cushion cover. So there are so many things to do with your doilies. Just look at this gorgeous one. Look at the pattern. Oh my goodness, it is just so precious. And I'm also way past the idea. Lots of times now with this dress as well, I think, oh, but the doily is too beautiful, I don't want to use it. And then I say, listen, life happens now. Use what you have. You've been given so many blessings and stuff. I mean, look at all my doilies and my linen, old vintage linens and stuff that I've been given. Either it came from my grandparents, or I buy it at charity shops, or friends give it to me because they know how much I love it. But why not use it? I am also learning. Use what you have. Time is short. It waits for no one. So why don't you use, once again, what makes you happy, what brings out the joy in you in this moment? Because that's why it's there. It's a flow. We receive so many blessings, and it's a flow, and we stop it by not using it. So use and enjoy what you've been given at this stage. We got to stop hoarding, and we got to start doing those things that brings out the joy in us. So I am now going to finish up that dress, and then I'll take a photo and put it on the front of this video to show you. But once again, all my photos, mostly I write about whatever I'm doing on the videos and put it on my Instagram and Facebook. So there you can find all my photos. But this is it. And as I say, I really didn't think this is going to work, but it is actually quite nice. So use what you have to create what you love and whatever brings out the joy in you. Because the joy and the peace and the love, everything that we need is already in us in the spirit. We are spiritual beings, but we stop it because our mind tells us all these rubbish like, don't use it now, keep it, you're not worth it, it's not, you know, blah, blah, blah. Stop listening to your mind, start listening to your heart, and start using what you have to create what you love. And so get out that doilies, look into your cupboard, and see all these clothes that are just not making you excited at this stage. And add a doily or two and see what's going to happen. Look at this thing. All of a sudden, it goes very, very well with my skirt. Love you lots, is it from Zetster's Lab. Remember, if I can, you can. It was so wonderful. A friend yesterday wrote after she saw my video of how to DIY a wraparound skirt. She said, oh, he said, thank you for sharing. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna go into my cupboard now, look for old cloth, and I'm gonna make myself one. And that is what this is all about. Me encouraging you to start using what you have to create what you love. And thank you. Another friend also helped me with my English. You know, my English is like airtime, sometimes it's just gone. So the things that you put in this, you call darts. So I actually had to put 3 darts in the front to make this a little bit shorter, because you see, you need to be able to use your legs. I don't want a thing that I can't move in. So there's 6 darts in the back, 3 darts in front, and my other one also got 3 darts. So then she also told me the name, and I already forgot about what we call rygsteke, those large stitches to keep things in place that you take out after the while. I never heard that word before. Well, I forgot it already. But remember, when you work with a doily, pin, pin, pin. But what I actually also still thinking about it, you know, with this, I think I just stitched, what did I do? Yeah, I just made some stitches there, and then I stitched so that you can't really see it. But what I've also seen on YouTube and Pinterest and all those things, they do it like that, and then they just go and then they just stitch crazy everywhere. They just go with the machine. And I was actually thinking about that. That can be really fun. You know, don't have to focus, but you still got a pin. But then just go with your machine and just let loose and just make many marks with your machine. Many, many rows. You see, you can do that too. Because I'm starting to do that, because I'm also now into putting lots of different cloths together, and then stitch or work with my hand. So that is another thing that I'm now also, especially in the winter, my winter clothes, to just add that. But I thought, you know what, why don't try, and instead of just very nicely put it on, just go wild and see how that looks. I don't know if I've got the guts for that dress to do that, but who knows. Love you lots, is it from Zetster's Lab.